You know that stomach-dropping feeling in a live production when everything is perfectly staged, the talent speaks, and then
Dead air
exactly, just total silence.
is the one thing you absolutely cannot afford. I mean, the silence physically hurts to listen to.
Right. So today we are doing a deep dive into some specs we pulled from HDTVSupply to look at one specific, really fascinating piece of gear, the Turtle AV Mineola 4x4 Dante audio bridge.
Yeah, and our goal here isn't just to, list off features. We want to figure out how modern productions actually manage to bridge heavy-duty analog audio equipment into high-speed digital networks.
Without the whole thing just crashing down.
Exactly. Because to really understand the shift, you have to look at the physical bottleneck of older setups. Like normally you have microphones running on raw analog voltage.
Okay.
And you need these massive, heavy copper snakes to carry all those individual audio channels across a venue to a mixer.
Which, let's be honest, those are an absolute nightmare to run, not to mention incredibly heavy.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So the Mineola sits right at the edge of that problem.
Yeah.
You basically plug your standard analog microphones into its 4 XLR combo inputs.
Right.
And it provides the phantom power. That's that necessary 48 volts of electricity that condenser mics need to function right from the box itself.
Wait, so it handles the power right there?
Yeah, right there. But here is the trick.
Mm.
Instead of sending that analog signal down a long copper wire, it converts it to Dante.
Okay, Dante. I hear this everywhere in live production now.
Oh, yeah, it's everywhere.
For anyone not, elbow deep in AV networking, Dante is essentially a protocol that lets you send hundreds of uncompressed audio channels over a standard IT Ethernet cable instead of heavy copper, right?
Is it like a universal translator?
Yeah, that is a great way to think about it. It basically turns audio into network data packets. Think of this Turtle AV box less like an audio mixer and more like a digital freight terminal.
Freight terminal, okay. Yeah, so it takes that raw, bulky analog voltage from the mic, packs it into the standardized high-speed digital shipping containers, and just sends it down a single Ethernet cable.
Oh, wow. That makes a lot of sense. So you completely eliminate analog ground loops or like signal degradation over long distances because you were literally just sending ones and zeros at that point.
Exactly. But,
Yeah.
I mean, that shift to a single Ethernet cable creates a brand new vulnerability.
Uh-oh.
Right? If you are running all your audio over one IT network connection, a tripped cord isn't just a crackle on the mic anymore.
It's a total system failure.
Complete disaster.
And live events are inherently chaotic. I mean, people trip over cables in the dark constantly.
Which is exactly why physical lockdown is critical here. Every single connection on the Mineola actually locks into place.
Like mechanically locks.
Yes, the analog XLRs lock, and it uses Ethercon for the dual Dante network ports.
Ethercon, what is that?
It is basically a ruggedized locking metal shell that goes around a standard Ethernet connection. Even the DC power input locks.
Okay, I do want to push back on that power aspect, though, because I know it heavily utilizes power over Ethernet, PoE.
It does, yes.
And I get that PoE is super convenient because you only need one cable for both data and power. But relying on a standard network switch to power your critical live broadcast audio, that feels incredibly risky.
Oh, it is.
Right. Like, what if the switch hiccups and drops the power delivery? You lose the entire show.
It is a massive risk.
It did.
But that is exactly why they engineered a dual power failover mechanism. So yes, it runs on PoE, but you also plug in that locking DC power supply we just talked about.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, the internal circuitry continuously monitors both of them. So if the network switch drops the PoE voltage for whatever reason, the redundant DC input takes the load instantaneously.
Instantly, like no dropout.
Zero. The data stream never stops, and your audience hears zero interruption.
That is brilliant. So, okay, because we have physically locked down the hardware and we've bulletproofed the power supply, we now have this guaranteed uninterrupted flow of IT data packets. But where do those packets actually go?
Straight into the software layer. Since the audio is now just standardized network traffic, you manage it with Dante Domain Manager.
Okay.
It is basically a software tool that acts like an air traffic controller. It routes which audio packets go to which devices on your local network.
Meaning it completely bypasses a traditional physical audio mixer entirely.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
By using a Dante virtual sound card, your broadcast computer just sees the microphones as native audio inputs.
Oh, wow. So you don't need any extra hardware interfaces.
Nope. The Mineola feeds those high-quality streams directly into live production software, so things like vMix, Visit TriCaster, or OBS Studio.
Wait, so you are removing an entire middle layer. You don't have to capture analog sound, run it to a mixing board, digitize it through a separate interface, and then, try to get it to OBS
Right, the box just does the conversion at the source.
and hands it directly to your streaming software. That is wild.
It completely streamlines the whole signal path. And fewer conversion steps mean fewer points of failure, plus significantly lower latency.
Which fundamentally changes how you build a production rig in the first place.
It really does.
Yeah.
It is essentially a fail-safe digital fortress for your live audio, ensuring what goes into the microphone actually makes it to your streaming software without a hitch.
And that leaves you with a really interesting thought to mull over. If heavy-duty rack-mounted bridges like the Mineola are just sitting on stage flawlessly converting analog audio straight into network IT data, how much longer will those massive 64-channel physical mixing boards even exist?
That's a great question.
Are we going to look back at those giant audio desks with, the hundreds of sliders the same way we look at old telegraph machines? Because if dead air is basically off the table, the future of live sound looks like it belongs entirely on a computer screen?